In today's tutorial, we'll be adding the temperature unit view to enable the user to select Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin as their temperature conversion. Within your SwiftUI project, create a new file called temperature menu view. Select SwiftUI. Call the file temperature menu view. We can delete our preview. After lines 10, add the following: at binding bar is menu open. This is bool. The open should be a small p, but not a capital P. And the purpose of is menu open is to control the menu item state. Is to show and hide the menu that will be passed from the previous view, which is the content view. So from the content view, if we pass a true, that means we want the menu to be displayed. Private let temperature unit equals temperature unit dot Celsius raw value temperature unit dot Fahrenheit dot raw value temperature unit dot Kelvin dot raw value. On line 13, what we're doing, we're passing the three temperature elements to the temperature unit variable. So it holds an array of two elements starting from 0. At observed object bar view model weather model. So there we create a weather view instant object variable, and we need to detect any changes that's happened within the weather model, within the view model. And the detection will be done using observed object. Next thing we need to do is type in vstack spacing 10 for each temperature units. So each temperature unit will have an ID, a unique ID, and each of the temperature unit's unique ID will be generated from a string button action with animation self.is menu open equals false, and then the next thing you need to type in is view model selected unit equals temperature unit. Raw value unit dot Celsius. And what that does, it sets the selected unit in the view model based on the raw value of the selected temperature unit. And now we have to fetch the actual weather. So we need to use task so that it's done on the background thread. Fetch weather. And now we need to create a caption for our temperature unit button that will be displayed. Unit dot font headline dot foreground color dot white dot frame width 150, height 40, dot background blue, dot corner radius 20, dot shadow color dot gray, opacity 0.5, radius 3, x 0, y 3. So here we're just styling the caption of the button. After line 40, we need to add a bit more padding. 10, background, color, dot white, opacity 0.8, corner radius 20, dot shadow it's a little bit similar to this one, so I'll just copy and paste it. The Y parameter that should contain the value 5. And also the radius that should contain the value, which is 5. Everything else is the same. The next thing we need to do is go back to our content view on line 60. We can delete the comment, which is add temperature menu view, and now we will call our temperature menu view from the content view. Temperature menu view is open, $ is menu open. We need to pass the view model, dot frame, max width, infinity, max height, dot infinity, and the purpose of using infinity for width and height is to make sure the width and height is always the same size and the same length. Dot background, color, dot white, dot opacity 0.9, dot corner radius, so we can have curved corners, dot shadow, color, dot gray, opacity 0.5, radius 10, x 0, y 10. We also need to create an overlay. And also we need to push the close button to the top. And also align the close button to the top as well. We need to create another overlay for the close button. Close button. With animation self.isMenu open.toggle. So what that does, when the user clicks on the close button, it toggles it. So if it was true, then it flips it to false. If it was false, it flips it to true. Next thing we need to, oh, you missed out something on line 66. On line 66, on this line, we need a comma. On lines, or after line 74, we need to add a bit of padding. Let's give it 20. Alignment. Dot top trailing. And that will align the close button to the top right corner. Now we can try to run it and see if it works or not. As you can see, we can now see our units, our temperature units, which is Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. So the next thing we need to do is implement our weather detail view, because at the moment if I enter a city, it doesn't display the temperature for the city, because we need to implement the weather detail view. And that's the final thing we will do in the next tutorial for the weather app, and also complete the remainder within the content view. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.